Hello and welcome to Caching Waves. This is an update on Rune. We've had a lot of action over the last day. I just wanted to do a quick update. Wish I got it up a little sooner. Sorry, I'm getting ready to move at the end of the month, so we've been pretty busy. Now, first of all, this is my daily count. We had a 5-wave move as an impulse, as either a wave 1 or a wave A and an ABC. We then had a complex correction to the downside, finished at the bottom of the channel at the 786, right where we would expect to finish. So off this low, we're expecting either a C wave to the upside, which is an equal length of the wave A off this pivot for our C, or this is a 1-2 and we're making a 1-2 here, or we've already made a 1-2. So going down to the smaller time frames, I'll show you what I'm talking about. You can see we have potentially a 5-wave done, in which case we need a 3-wave move, or this is a flat pattern and we're still looking for our 5th. I'll show you that down here. So this is our 4-hour chart. We had a 3-wave move up. The question here I have, is this our 5th wave or not? If this is our 5th wave, we would expect this to turn into an A, B, and C down to the 50 and the 618 of this first move, which is down here. You can see at around 117 and 132 in between those two areas. So that's our first wave count potential. Or this was a complex correction B wave, and this is an A, B, C as a flat pattern, and we're coming up for a 5th. And also the option that this is a 3-wave, this is a 3-wave, and expecting 5 waves up for a C, and this is an A, B, C, and we're going to be moving more correctively than impulsively to the upside. So done pretty good on trade setup so far here. We had a long here, took profit up around this area. We had a short here, took profit around this area, and then I had a little scalp here long. So done pretty good on Rune so far. But going down to the smaller time frames, this is where I sidelined myself. Took a little scalp long here, but just to explain what happened here, after we didn't get 5 waves down on this micro level, I thought this could potentially be the bottom, but we didn't get 5 waves here. I stopped out here and decided to wait it out and see what happened. And you'll see the extensions we hit. So this was my ABC scenario where I expected to bottom here. Didn't get that, so we'll get rid of that. Change this to green. So I'm expecting a pretty decent bounce here. So this is our wave 1. These are our extensions on our wave 1. Let me get rid of this for a second. That can go away. So first of all, sorry, just fixing up my chart here. Our extension of our A wave off the top of our B. This is in white, the 1 to the 1.236. We hit right in between those levels, which we would expect. We also bounced off this channel as a flat pattern. So looking pretty good here, and we're also bouncing off the lower side of our pitchfork, as you can see. So we're still respecting those areas. I wanted to show you these extensions. I'm going to get rid of this one for now, the 1-to-1. So just to show you how well this pivoted. So our wave 1 off our 2, our extension for our 3, you can see my wave count 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. And for our 5th 5 waves, this hit the 1.618 extension as expected. Kind of a lower retracement for our 4th. I was hoping to get a little higher like this before we went, but we just came down from there. And we hit between the 200 and the 2.236 of the wave 1, which is exactly the areas I would look to take profit. I'd usually take profit at the 200 if I didn't take profit here. So we have 5 waves complete to the downside. So what I'm personally going to do is I'm going to take the fib extension here off the low. If you've watched my previous videos, you know I always like to see a pump over previous resistance, which we have, and it's very impulsive clearly. So what I'm going to do myself is take the fib extension tool, or retracement tool, sorry, put it on the low, and whenever this wave ends, I'm going to look for buys at the 382, the 50, and the 618 with my stop at the low. My stop will be right here. That's my strategy for this trade. So I'll have to track this a little bit. If you're doing it yourself, you just keep moving this extension up till it ends. And I'm going to take a third of my buy at the 382, a third at the 50, and a third at the 618. And I'm going to look for targets as upside. So considering this to be potentially a flat, we look pretty impulsive now, but I might change my mind based on if we get a lot of overlap or if we drift sideways for way too long, because that's how our probabilities shift. So if we come up here, come down, overlap, come up, like so, I would expect this just to be a B wave and looking for that C wave down and consider this potentially the 5th wave. But if we start coming up, I get my entry, we keep taking off like this, come back like this, well then we're clearly either in a second 1-2, and this is all completed as a 1-2, or this is the beginning wave of a 5th. So I'll be updating that just to show you the shape and stuff where we can lean probabilities to one way or the other. But if this is just an A wave, and we're looking for this B wave and the C wave in gray, you can see where that would mean our completed 5th is in. We would expect a pivot between the 50 and the 618 of this down move here. So I'm going to be paying attention at those levels. But if that's the case, we would expect this to take quite a while to make that move. So the faster we move here, the better indication we're going for upside. So we'll see what we get. Right now, probabilities have us, we have potential 5th wave up if this is the flat. If this is an A wave, we're looking for a B wave up to here. If this is an A, B, C, and we're looking for a C to the upside, it has us to the upside. So there's not a lot of moves potentially that have us going for more downside. The only way I'd see us going for more downside before coming between like the 50 and the 618 is if we get an extended 5th. But as you can see from our targets, we hit the 1.618 for a third, and between the 2 and the 2.36 for our 5th, like exactly where we want to be for Elliott Wave. So that's my trade setup. I'm going to be down at the 5 and the 1 minute levels. Just keep pulling this pivot to get the entries. That's what I'm going to do until we get that correction to the downside. And I'm buying the 382 1/3, the 50, and the 618. And I'll adjust my targets based on how the wave moves after that retracement. Okay guys, so that's my update for Rune. Make sure to subscribe if you want the updates on this. But it looks really good for at least up to the 50 and the 618. And hopefully this is the beginning of either the C wave or the 5th wave. Alternatively, this would just be a B wave. Look for lower, look for a re-entry long. All right, guys, thanks for watching.